Join us to congratulate Lorenzo Peña, our second honoree of the Liberty Mutual Lifesaver Award, for his courageous response to an elderly man who tripped and fell while walking through our Colon Road project in Houston. As a result of his fall, the elderly man suffered a severe head injury. While driving from one end of the job to the other, Lorenzo noticed the injured man bleeding and attempting to get up. Without hesitation, he sprang into action, exiting his vehicle and rushing to the gentleman's aid. Lorenzo called out to other Gulf Coast foremen to dial 911 while he supported the injured man and recognized signs of concussion, such as vomiting and slurred speech. Refusing to leave the side of the injured individual, Lorenzo used first aid to control the bleeding until the first responders arrived. His courage and readiness to take action serves as an inspiration to us all. This incident perfectly exemplifies the principles of see, stop, do. Lorenzo saw something and immediately took action to help. We express our gratitude to Lorenzo for his selflessness and commitment to assisting someone in need. At Texas Materials, let us remember this act and strive to inspire one another by following Lorenzo's example of swift and decisive action when we encounter situations that call for assistance. Together, we can create a safer and more caring community. Thank you, Lorenzo, for your remarkable act of courage and kindness.
The Liberty Mutual Lifesaver Award was first established in 1922 and is presented to a person directly responsible for saving a human life. The recipient must be either a Liberty Mutual employee, a Liberty Mutual customer or customer's employee, or an individual who saves the life of a Liberty Mutual employee, customer, or customer's employee. Clear, responsible evidence must show that imminent danger existed and a human life would have been lost if action had not been taken. In its history, the most common life-saving acts have involved a person who is drowning, bleeding to death, asphyxiating, trapped in a burning building or vehicle, or electrocuted. The act must go beyond the regular duties of the award nominee's occupation. Across the world, Liberty Mutual presents an average of 20 awards per year for all 700,000 plus business customers of the Liberty Mutual Group. A committee reviews each award nominee to ensure that all criteria is met in order to maintain the significance of the award. I'm honored to be able to join you to recognize and celebrate Lorenzo for his heroic actions.
My name's Lorenzo Peña. I've been with Gulf Coast for 5 years. I'm a concrete foreman. Well, May 24, 2023, as I was driving Cullen Boulevard, which is one of our jobs out here, I was going to look for a machine, and as I come back around, I see a gentleman laid out in the ground face first, not moving. An older gentleman, I believe he was 79 years old, walking across our job site, and he just so happened to trip over his foot, and he fell over and cracked his head pretty bad, scuffed up his arms, had an abrasion on his nose. He was bleeding out pretty bad. So I immediately pulled my truck out of traffic, pulled over, got out, grabbed my first aid kit, ran over to assist the gentleman. As I approached him, I could see him, head first in a pool of blood. I'm asking for help. I'm picking him up off the ground. He's obviously bleeding everywhere. So I pick the gentleman up, I walk him away, get him sat down, get him looked at. As I'm looking at him, I'm asking him questions. His birthday, what year was he born, is he married, what day are we? Asking questions that I was taught by Miss Darlene Trapp, and assessing the situation. Obviously, he was in pretty bad shape, so number one, we called 911, got an ambulance here, got the cops out here, and attended aid to the older gentleman. Well, come to find out, as I was talking with him, getting information from him, getting him in a comfortable spot, he was on blood thinners. He was a diabetic. So we rendered aid as much as we could until the ambulance got here and they hauled him away. In my instance, I had recently taken a class a month prior with Miss Darlene, and we spoke about, a scenario, a what-if scenario, and it just so happened a month later, I just so happened to be in that scenario. So, and we talked first aid if somebody was to ever fall or scrape themselves, how we would render aid in certain ways and what we use to render aid. So that definitely assisted in this situation, getting that gentleman taken care of and getting them bandages up until the ambulance was able to get here. And shout out Darlene Trapp, she does a wonderful job. Kevin Bennett, Billy Kilgore, with setting those classes up and getting them structured in the fine way that they do. The lesson I learned here is one that we spoke about recently in a meeting that we had with the upper management. Have your head on a swivel. It's one of our things that we spoke about in our safety stand down that we had recently. Always have your head on a swivel. You never know what can be going around or going on around you. You know, a lot of times we're occupied with the job itself. And something that can come out of this message is be kind, be loving to one another, and be attentive to one another. Look at it as if it was one of your family members or one of your loved ones. How would you feel, you know, if they were to hurt themselves or be in an accident? You wouldn't just turn the other cheek. So assess the situation the same, you know, treat it as if it's one of your loved ones, one of somebody dear to your heart, you know, whether it be in a small situation or big situation. Just be, you know, there's enough hate in the world, enough ugly in the world. I think it's, you know, certain situations like that can really show kindness, show love, attentive to one another, and just look after one another.